Hello to all of my Radloff families. This is Miss Johnson, and I'm coming to you virtually. I am the proud principal of Radloff Middle School. I wanted to just first tell you and your families how much we miss each of you. We know that this has been a very trying and difficult time for all of our families, our students, our parents, grandparents, all stakeholders who are working with our students during this time. But we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for taking on this time to truly value the learning experience so that in the future your students are benefiting from all that they are doing now. So I'm going to go through some announcements. Each week I do send out an announcement through School Messenger. All those who have an email get that message. I also take that message and I place it on the website, or I have it placed on the website. So hopefully you've been able to see those messages, and they're long and they have a lot of information in it. But I wanted to take the time this week to just go through it with you so that you could see all the components of the email. We also are offering the same recording in Spanish, so you will see another recording that's available if you do better with listening to things in Spanish. There's another recording on this website as well that will allow you to access this video in Spanish. Apologies. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see the updates that we had for you for this week, and we had to make some changes, so I apologize. Here we go. I'm going to increase the size so that you're able to see this. All right, so this is just the beginning of it here. Just know that we started during the week of April 20th, we started doing a digital block learning, or a block schedule for digital learning days. And the reason we did that is because we wanted to make sure that students were receiving new information in small chunks. So we looked at one lesson being really one day of a lesson inside the building may really be like 2 days of lessons into digital learning space. So basically we're doing a day one of like an acquisition, like new information lesson. And then day two is an opportunity for students to kind of clarify their understanding. And then on Friday, we do an assessment to determine how are they doing. Now, Friday is a flexible Friday, so they can do that assessment on Friday, or they can choose not to. It is an option for them. So if you just look at the schedule here, Monday and Wednesday, Math, Social Studies, and Connections B, they all release new content on Monday and Wednesday. And then I'll just go to the calendar here. On Tuesday, Language Arts and Science and Connections A, they all release new content on those days. And so it's just a staggered schedule to allow for your students to just get 3 subjects in one day where they have new content that they have to kind of explore. They can still work on content from Monday on Tuesday, but it's at least just 3 subjects at a time that they're receiving the new content. So that is one of the reasons why we began to do our block kind of scheduling as of April 20th. So this is the schedule that students have been following since that time to reduce the new information that they are getting each day. So this is just the schedule, and let's give it a couple times to look at this. Now, the county also announced that we have flexible Fridays, and on flexible Fridays, it allows for teachers to do remediation groups. It allows for students to kind of have a reprieve or a break from work. Sorry about that. So with that being said, they have an opportunity I apologize, those allergies of mine are kind of kicking up today. So on Fridays, each subject releases a quiz or an assessment, sometimes an actual test or a common summative. They release that score release that assessment on Fridays. And so each Friday, your student does get a quiz released or a test released, but they don't have to do it on Friday. It's not due until the following week, but it is available to them should they decide on that Friday that they want to work on that assignment. I'm going to just scroll down here to tell you that we are so excited about our online help sessions. We are going to, this allows the teachers an opportunity to work with your students in a live way. So rather than just placing new content out there or placing a video out there, they're actually live. They're in the space to work with your students, to be able to answer questions, to be able to assist with work, to be able to show them how to do work or how to do assignments, to be able to clarify anything that a student did not understand in a lesson that was presented. So these times are really important times, and so we really want all of our students logging on these times. So you see for the subjects, it's 6th, 7th. I'm going to scroll. I'm going to actually make this smaller here so you can all see it on one screen. But you see for 6th grade, for 7th grade, for 8th grade, math is on Wednesday for 6th grade at 10 to 10:40. For 7th grade from 10:40 to 11:20. For 8th grade from 11:20 to 12. So this is just an example. So you look down here and find out what the subject is. You look over here to find what day it is. The second column tells you the day. And this lets you know if it's a 6th grade or a 7th grade or an 8th grade class, what time the teacher will be available. Now, for your students to find these online help sessions, they go to their teachers' e-class pages. And the way that they can do that very easily is if they go through their calendar. If your student logs on to e-class and goes to their calendar, they're going to see a list of all of their classes on their e-class calendar. And they can just click there, get to the teacher's page very easily, and then find the link in the activity feed that leads them to the Google link. So once again, I'm just going to repeat that. They're just able to access these through their teacher's e-class pages by going on the student's calendar page from e-class. They're going to see all of their teacher assignments there. They click on that class, and then that link leads them to the e-class page, and they're able to immediately see in the activity feed the Google Meet sign up or the Zoom sign up, whatever the teacher has decided to use. I'm just going to give you time to look at that schedule. This schedule is also posted on the website if you have any questions about that. Grades, just a quick update. When we have been doing grades each week, and if your student did not finish an assignment during 1 week, we put a symbol inside the grade book called IP. And that symbol basically means that the student it's in progress and they haven't turned it in yet. And the next week, if the teacher has still not gotten the assignment from the student, then they change the grade in the grade book from IP to an NTI. An NTI means not turned in. And if it's not turned in, it weighs in the grade book as a 0. It weighs in as a 0. And so we really want our students to make sure that they're doing their assignments and getting those assignments in. So please, please, please make sure that you're following up, looking in the portal to see if your students have NTIs, because we are issuing grades at this point, and we are going to have report cards actually delivered on close to May 22nd. So just know that because of digital learning, this paragraph's kind of long and there's a lot that it says in it, but essentially what it says is that when we started doing grades, we moved the grade from 5% in the summative or test category over to the classwork category to put a heavier weight on classwork. That allows your students, because they're doing digital learning space, for their test grades not to weigh as heavily as they would if they were here inside the building. But it is really important that they're getting on there every day and doing the work for their assignments every day and submitting them to their teachers every single day, so that they're not getting NTIs. We want to make sure that they're trying their best. We know that it may not be perfect, but we want to make sure that they're trying their best to do the best that they possibly can do. So that's an update on grades. So please do look in the portal for that. Also, here is the final exam schedule. We've made a couple of changes because the final exam schedule, if you recall, before looked different. But we had to make some changes because report cards are being mailed off on Friday, May 22nd. Right down here, you see Friday, May 22nd. Report cards are being mailed home. And because of that, we had to make sure that we got finals completed. So here is the final schedule that you will see. Essentially, they have on May 13th, which is a Wednesday. So basically on Monday and Tuesday, they do not have finals. So on Monday and Tuesday of the 11th and 12th, there are no finals. However, on the 13th, there is a final. Final A for Connections A and Connections B. And then for Thursday, the 14th, for language arts and for science. And then for the 15th, for math and social studies. And this is the 15th is also the final day for students to turn in any assignments. So all NTIs not turned in by that time will go in as zeros. So we need our students to really make sure that they turn in all of their assignments, because we won't be able to accept any assignments after that. So, and this is also the last day for lunch pickup. So if you've been coming to the school to get lunches or get breakfast from the bus stops, those deliveries are going to end on May 15th, so just be aware of that. And then we have a finals makeup day. So if your students miss any of the finals here, they have a buffer day to make up some of those finals, but we don't want them to leave it to the last minute. It is very challenging to do multiple tests in one day already, and to have to do more than, one or two in a day is challenging. So we're really asking that they try and keep to this schedule, because the finals will be open for 24 hours. We have to go in and reopen if they are to take it. Report cards are going to be mailed home, once again, as I mentioned earlier, on Friday, May 22nd. So we are asking that all classwork be turned in by May 15th, and they should complete their finals by that May 18th, so the finals can be to be sent home sometime, like I said, at the end of May, where they're being sent out of the district office on May 22nd or somewhere around there. So as a parent and a family, you can probably expect it to arrive to your home sometime in late May. So just kind of look out for the report cards then. Report cards will have summer school options in there as well, so pay attention to that. We're getting more information about that, so I don't have a lot to report at this time. Where to access digital assignments. So this has been in our communication, but this is a link. So if your student's wondering, where do I go to find my eClass page? There are some that say that. You as a parent have everything you need right here. Have them click on here and log in. And what if they say to you, hey mom, I don't know where I lost my password. I can't log in anymore. This is what you would do. You would show them this page, give them an example of what they would do, because they can change their password from the portal. They don't even have to be in the portal. They can change their password right from the main site. They just go up there to the Gwinnett County site. They click on, I clicked on employee, they would click on my eClass, and they would find their name and they change their password. As simple as that. So please, parents, don't let your students kind of feed you a story about that they can't get in, or, don't let an obstacle stop them. Don't let them put an obstacle out there and, stop them from doing what they need to do, which is really exercising their brain, really, strengthening that future self, as I always say. It's really doing something now so that their future self is going to thank them for it later on. So work packets, we are giving those in the first 2 weeks, but remember, we're asking that you send pictures and email those to the teachers so that they can get that information put in. The faculty emails are right here. So if you have a question about, hey, how do I reach this particular faculty member? If you click on that link, which will be activated on this screen here, it's not activated, but on the website, when you click, when this is posted on the website, you'll be able to click right on there and you can get that information there. And in fact, this information is there right now as we speak. And those of you who need to, explore internet options, because of this time, there have been many companies that have come together to really help us get better networking systems for our students. So please note that these internet providers are available to us. So I'm just going to scroll through there. And each week, I do a student announcement. That student announcement is actually posted on teacher activity feeds. And this week, you'll hear about an exciting opportunity that our students will have, because I am going to be auctioning off 2 Kindle Fires for students who are participating in the online help sessions. So those online help sessions that I talked about earlier, I'm scrolling back up here. These online help sessions I talked about earlier, if your student is in those online help sessions, their teachers are going to enter their name into a field that is going to basically tell us as an admin team that that the students were in the live help sessions. And if they're in there for 2 weeks straight, they're going to go into a drawing, and I'm going to put their name. So the more times they show up in these rooms, like if they're in their math one, they're in their social studies one, in the language arts one, they're in their connections B, their connections A, their science one, what happens is their name is entered into that drawing more times. And if they're in there this week and they're in there next week, what happens is, like I said, it's in there more times. And so they can have more opportunities. The probability of them winning the Kindle Fire will be greater. So please, please, please have them make sure that they log on to their online help sessions so that they can get that information. You'll hear about that this week when I do my student announcements to students as well, but you'll have a heads up as a parent about this too. Tutor.com, such a great thing that the Gwinnett County Library has mandated to do. If you just click on that, you'll get information about Tutor.com. They're there 24/7 to help students with questions that they have about various things. So such an awesome resource that our students have at their hands to be learning at a time that we know it's challenging, but we know really learning is the key to their future. So thank you so much for taking advantage of these resources that exist for our students. School lunches, as I said before, they're going to end May 15th. We are not going to have those anymore as of May 15th. So please just kind of keep that date in mind as a time that we're going to be stopping that. And as always, I am here to answer any questions that you may have. Feel free to reach out via email. Feel free to give me a call. I'm here at the school every day, even though, some of our other staff members are, teleworking or, working from home and working hard. I tell you, harder than they've ever worked. I'm here every day, so I'm, more than willing to speak to you about anything that you have that you want to bring to me. And I do really hope that you and your families stay safe during this time period, and that you continue to value what you're doing now, to know that in the end, this learning will benefit your student. So thank you for being such a great support parents, and continuing to light the way for your students. Have an awesome, awesome day. And I am going to click out of here and bid you all adieu.